So in this video, we're going to cover a topic that many of you are asking me questions about weekly when you're here, and that is, how do I know what the status of these properties mean? What does it mean to be pending or contingent or back on market? One of the things that's really important to know is that in the state of Tennessee, different MLSs are going to have different terms that they use for their property. So what I'm talking to you about is what we use here in the Knoxville area with our MLS system. So it does vary even across the state, and it definitely varies, the terminology does, across the country from state to state. So let's dive right in and let's start with what it means to be a coming soon. A coming soon is very simply exactly what it's called. It means that a property is listed and is going to be coming soon onto the market for the general public to actively market it to the general public. Why do sellers use this status, and why do listing agents do this? Well, they do it for obvious reasons, because it generates a lot of activity in a hot market for a good property. Now, how do the rules work with this? Well, first of all, it's very important for you to know this. If you see a coming soon, or I tell you it's a coming soon, that property cannot be shown according to our MLS to anyone until it can be shown to everyone. So the listing agent can't take a buyer over there and show it to them because they have it listed until it's marked active and we all can take our buyers over there. That's a rule the MLS has that they monitor very closely. And so it's very important that everyone understand that when you see a coming soon, we go ahead and get our showing scheduled as quickly as we can for that first morning or first day to make sure that you guys get the opportunity to see the home. And then what else can happen in this situation? Well, there is a scenario that comes up that I want to make sure you're aware of, because it can be very frustrating to people. They see a coming soon, and then before it goes active, they say coming soon, and then they say it go pending. And what that simply means is this: if you're near the subdivision, you're comfortable buying without walking in the home. In Tennessee, if I present an offer for you on a coming soon to the listing agent, they had to present that offer to the buyer, to the seller. And the seller has the right to take it. A seller can do anything they want to with their property as it relates to taking offers or not taking offers. Now, those offers are not normally going to be taken unless they're presented very strongly, obviously at ask or better, and obviously without hardly any contingencies. If it has a contingency, the seller is incented to not just wait, let it hit the market and see what the market tells them about the property and generate as many offers as they can. Or if there's a lot of contingencies for inspections, appraisals, financing, and other things, it doesn't do any good to even really present that offer, because a seller or listing agent is going to advise the seller not to take that. So usually in that situation, it means that there was a really solid offer, usually with no or very few contingencies that were presented to the seller, and they decided to just go ahead and take the home off the market. So the second status we will look at is contingent, and this is honestly the status that creates the most confusion for all of you folks moving here from out of state. If we have a home here that is contingent, pending contingent something, it does mean that it has a bound, executed contract between a buyer and a seller on that home, and you can't just move that person out of the way, or you can't just present an offer usually that they can take and move that person out of the way. Now, here's the confusing part. We have different options for pendings. So we can market just pending, which we're going to talk about next, or we can market pending contingent on inspections, pending contingent on financing, pending contingent on a property sale, pending contingent first right of refusal, and there's other contingencies that are there. And it simply just means that this property is under contract, it's obviously expected to close, but at the same time, there are certain contingencies that have to be fulfilled. Sellers don't usually take contracts that have a lot of contingencies, but if you see one, or we see one that has first right of refusal or property sale, it means that this buyer usually has to or prefers to sell a piece of property somewhere before they either can get their financing for the home here or for the cash to be able to pay for that home. That's what the different contingencies mean here in the Knoxville area. So a property that is pending typically is going to mean it's a very solid deal if it's a cash deal with basically no contingencies added to it. So when you see pending, it normally means that the home is just not available for purchase and that you really just need to move on and not really pay much attention to that home anymore, unless that property hits our next status that we're going to talk about, which is back on market. When we have back on market, what we're talking about is going to be things such as it was under contract and for some reason that contract has been canceled. It's an area that me and my team monitor very, very closely because a lot of times properties will go off the market very quickly if they're good properties. If that falls apart, we will find those listings in the back on market section, and there are great opportunities a lot of times for people who are in the market looking for a home actively and ready to go. If there's any other topic you'd love to see us cover in the future, please send us an email. Let us know what that is. Put it in the comments. We'll try to get that addressed soon. If there's something that is out there that's confusing to you that you'd like for us to cover. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so below. If you haven't given us a thumbs up, we'd love those. It's encouraging to us who are spending the time to make these videos for you. And until next time, guys, I can't wait to see you around Knoxville soon.